And we are back. Welcome to night 2 of the first week of Champions League semi-finals. And if I'm being honest, I was a little bit disappointed with what I saw last night. I expected a lot more drama and a lot more action from a game of the magnitude of Real Madrid and Manchester City. But to me, both teams just seemed a little bit tentative, more desirable to sort of like play possession when they had the opportunities to. City were very much keeping the ball in that first half, whilst Real Madrid waited for their opportunity to counter-attack. Once Madrid scored, they then sort of took possession as Manchester City didn't want to risk conceding a second goal the way that they conceded the first. And then once the game became 1-1, I really thought it would then sort of explode into life. But other than the odd scrap between Grealish and Carvajal, or Rudiger and Haaland, or Gundogan and Kroos, it never really got going last night, which I thought was really disappointing. Don't let that distract from the fact that we saw 2 absolutely phenomenal goals last night. I thought Camavinga at left back was brilliant against Bernardo Silva, and that tackle, run, pass and move with Luka Modric, phenomenal touch from Modric, feed into Vinicius, and what a finish from Vinicius Jr. And then the goal from De Bruyne, in my opinion, the best player in world football. I was saying at the time, he was just starting to get that little bit unhinged. And you find with the top players that they do that at times. They're just very reminiscent of a Wayne Rooney sort of situation where he gets very wound up when things aren't going well. City were losing. He was getting kicked a little bit. He was just starting to get wound up. Some of his passes were starting to go awry where he was getting a bit wound up. And he just saw that ball come across him. And he walloped it with everything that he had to make it 1-1. Incredible goal from an incredible player. But yeah, other than those 2 shots, and you could argue the Tchouaméni shot for the save from Ederson, just a little bit disappointing. But hopefully we see a better game next week, and hopefully we see a better game tonight. We're certainly going to see a much more engaging and a hot crowd, for lack of a better phrase, tonight as we go into the Milan derby. A very unique situation where essentially both teams are the home team. The only difference will be the amount of fans that they have respectively in the ground at the given time. But there's no home field advantage as both teams play at the San Siro every single week. So very, very unique situation. I'm very intrigued to see how this one goes tonight. And let's find out what I will predict for this evening's action. So, the key question is Rafael Leao going to be fit? Because he is that important for AC Milan. When I look at this guy, I honestly think he is the second coming of Thierry Henry. Every time when he gets on the ball, it's that size, the skill, the pace, his ability to hit that shot into the far corner around the goalkeeper. He really does remind me of Thierry Henry, and it's a shame for people that are going to be watching tonight if he's not fit, because I don't think he gets enough recognition, Rafael Leao, but he is that important for AC Milan, and this was the first opportunity where an awful lot of fans were going to be able to see, like football fans in general, were going to be able to see him tonight. But it looks like he's not going to make it. He didn't train yesterday, so I don't think he'll start. Poli has a very, very difficult choice whether or not to play him. In my opinion, given the fact that the second leg is just next week, to me it makes more sense to not play him tonight and have him fully fit for next week, rather than play him injured tonight and run the risk of him not playing in the second leg at all. So I wouldn't play him. I'm making this prediction on the assumption that he's not going to play. And with that in mind, I'm not really sure where AC Milan are going to get their goals from this evening. Inter Milan have played them 3 times already this season. We've had a 3-2 win for AC Milan. We've had a 1-0 win for Inter. And we've had a 3-0 win for Inter in the Italian Super Cup. So the advantage is very much with Inter. And Inter have been playing a lot of better football recently. Lautaro Martinez and Lukaku have started to redevelop that relationship. It's taken a very long while considering how well they played together before Lukaku went back to Chelsea, but I think they've both had respective injuries at different times this season. Their relationship is at its absolute best again at the moment. They're defending well. Barella's on fire in the midfield, and like I say, without Rafael Leao available for AC Milan, I really struggle to see where it's going to come for AC Milan tonight. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Inter Milan. Obviously, in any other circumstance, like we said, if this was an away game for Inter Milan where Inter Milan won 2-0, you would say that the tie is very much over. However, like I say, Both teams are the home team tonight. Both teams are the home team next week. Just because AC Milan are the official home team tonight doesn't really change a lot. So I'm going to go for Inter tonight. Depending on how this evening's game goes, we'll obviously reflect on how I predict for next week's fixture to go. But very, very intriguing. Very excited to see where this one goes. And yeah, for me, Inter Milan take it right now. But we shall see. As always, let me know down in the comments your thoughts on tonight's game, your thoughts on everything that happened in the Real Madrid City game last night. Should Man City's goal have been allowed to stand with the ball going out of play earlier on in the build-up? And as always, drop a like on the video if you have enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. I will be back tomorrow morning with all of my Europa League and Europa Conference predictions. Thank you very much for watching.